As it turns out, alcohol actually changes the way your brain forms memories on the molecular level. And this new study that shows this can explain why so many of us continue to drink even though we know it can feel so bad.
This study published last week in the journal Neuron, it was done on fruit flies. Basically what they found was that alcohol seems to actually have an impact on the brain and change the way that memories are formed, tying up the experience of drinking with memory formation in a way that makes us remember alcohol as being more pleasant than sort of our mind in the morning recognizes it to be.
How does it do this? Is this some reward pathway hijinks?
What they found was that alcohol had this effect on a particular protein pathway in the fruit flies. Down the line, what that did was it actually changed the way that these genes encoded dopamine receptors in cells. And so dopamine is the feel-good chemical in our brains that we get flooded with when you do cocaine or drink or have sex or
eat chocolate. What we're saying here is that alcohol maybe shouldn't feel as good as it does, but the memories get tied up with this spike in dopamine.
Yeah.
And so even after a bad hangover, we remember, oh, maybe that was more fun than it actually was.
Yeah, totally. Alcohol doesn't seem to increase or decrease the kind of normal level of dopamine of these cells, but it does seem to change the way that dopamine affects the cells.
Interesting. So how did they see this in fruit flies?
They actually got some of their fruit flies addicted to alcohol. They made them dependent on it. And on a microscopic level and on a genetic level, they found that alcohol seemed to be activating this particular protein pathway called Notch. And long story short, this is a pathway that's shared among fruit flies, humans, all sorts of other animals, and it down the line has this effect on dopamine. It has this change on the gene expression in the dopamine receptors, which basically the scientists say is alcohol hijacking the reward and pleasure pathway that's tied up with memories.
We know we share this Notch pathway with them. What you're saying is that if alcohol affects them in this way, it might also affect us in this way, leading to our memories getting mixed up with good feelings, even though those memories are hungover and vomiting and makeup smeared and crying and bad.
Exactly.
That explains so much. Chocolate?
Skiing?
Winning at skiing. In the Olympics.
Getting painkillers after you break your arm skiing.
Then getting showered by champagne while